Hi, Diesel Johnny Boy here. It's a nice sunny April 2022. I'm afraid I do live by a bit of a busy road, so there's a bit of traffic noise, so I'm hoping the cars won't be too busy this morning. Anyway, look, we've got this little Ransomes Minor, an 18-inch Ransomes Minor. I thought you guys might like to see it. I've had this mower for about... I got it in 2007. I was overseeing I work as a bat ecologist now. I was overseeing a demolition of an old convent in Walton-on-Thames, and it had quite a lot of grounds there. And in a shed, there was this little mower, this little Ransomes Minor mower, and the builders were going to throw it in a skip, so they gave it to me basically. So I've had it for quite a few years. I did use it for a while, then it got put into storage. And then I was in a friend's unit. It's right at the back, and I couldn't get to it for years. It was tucked right away, so kind of forgot about it. But then recently they've had a clear out, and I've got it back. So here it is. So I thought you guys might like to see it. I'll show you the plate. This is a Mark 7. Ransomes Minor Mark 7. It's fitted with the little 98cc Villiers midget 2-stroke engine. This engine, I think, first appeared in the 1930s, and it was used right through the 40s, 50s, and probably into the 60s as a small power unit for all sorts of applications, some little generators and mowers and cultivators and all sorts of things. It just needed a couple of horsepower. So it's a good old simple unit. It's got all the just exposed cylinder fins, a very basic engine. Now the engine works fine, so I haven't really done anything to the engine really. I sort of cleaned the points up a bit. The last one I had was on a little Atco, and I took that apart and cleaned it all up and cleaned the piston rings out, but this one seemed to be running okay, so I kind of left it well alone since it runs quite sweet. I don't think this has had a lot of use really, because it was in pretty good condition. I have painted it. I took the engine off. I didn't take the cylinder out. I took the engine off, and I took those handles off and bits and pieces. But the cylinder is okay. I was going to take the cylinder off because it's got a left-hand threaded pinion cog in there, but in the end I didn't have the stomach for taking that off really. The bearings seemed all right. I painted the cutting cylinder. It's all pretty good. It's not bent or anything. It's got a delivery plate on it. I'm holding the delivery plate on with a couple of R clips, so I can easily take it off if I have to clean it. It's got the little simple, I think not sort of carburetor that is. It's an Amal carburetor. Or is it a Villiers one? I'm not sure what that is. Actually, it's very simple. It's just a little float chamber. The air filter was a bit battered and broken. I've kind of bodged it with some glass fibre matting. I did that about 10 years ago. I was going to do a better job of it, but I never got around to it. But it does the job. It doesn't leak. It's the genuine article, so it's like an ongoing repair. This isn't a concourse machine. I just did it up for a bit of fun really. I'm going to use it in my garden, so it wasn't a total nut and bolt strip down, but overall it's pretty good though, and I do really like it. I believe this is very similar to the Ransomes Marquis, which probably appeared in the early 60s, I think. So the Ransomes Marquis is virtually near enough identical to this. The Ransomes Marquis used a Clinton 119cc engine, and then it also used a 75cc Villiers engine, also a Briggs & Stratton engine, and the best engine was the BSA stroke Villiers Sloper engine, which everyone loves that engine because it runs really sweet. The 2-strokes are a bit of a spluttery engine, as you'll hear in a minute. But this is basically the precursor of the Ransomes Marquis. It's got exactly the same centrifugal clutch system on it, the same chain case as far as I know. If anyone knows different, then yeah, send a message me. The handlebars on the Marquis are different, because the handle on the Marquis, so I had a Marquis, and it had like the X-shape handlebars. They sort of went off in an X, sort of went in, then went out again like an X shape. So there are a few differences, but they are very similar from what I can see. But this is great, because this mower, when it came out in the 50s, it was like the Rolls Royce of mowers, really, of that size mower, because it's very well made and very expensive at the time. So the good thing about this is you've got the centrifugal clutch here, which will only engage once you get to certain revs, and that'll drive the cylinder round. Then you've got a separate clutch here. This is the land roll clutch, so that controls your forward, engages the gear like a clutch on there. You release that, and there's like a cork clutch in there, and that just basically controls your forwarder. So you've got very good control of these. If you just want to squeeze the clutch in, you can use it manually, pulling it in and out. If you're doing little hard to get places, and when you're going up and down the lawn doing your stripes on the main lawn, you just let it drive itself. There is a special tool you need. I'll do another video actually. Bloody cars, so noisy. Wish I could move my house and put it somewhere where it's nicer, less noisy. Behind the chain case, there's, like I say, the clutch, and you've got to have this special tool with 2 pins in it, and that you can adjust the chain tension on that. I'm getting one of those made up by my friend Ben. He's going to do one for me, making one up on his lathe. It's a couple of little pins, like a couple of pins that push in, and then you rotate on a bar. But I'm going to do a video of that, so that'll be something to see. But let's give it a quick start up. It's a bit difficult. I'm trying to hold this phone at the same time. This has got a kick start on it, which is quite cool. So it's a bit difficult trying to control everything. There we go. Bit of a funny, noisy engine, the 2-stroke. Let's shut her off. But she ticks over all right. Goes up all right. Dirty, smelly things on there. Dirty, smelly 2-stroke engine. It's not like that Villiers Sloper engine. That's a lovely engine, but it's crude, but it gets the job done. And yeah, and it's a testament to its quality, because look, this is probably built in 1954 and it's still going strong. It's so well made. But there you go. I hope you enjoy that. Like I said, I'll do another video of the chain case at all. Well, I did have to adjust the change the little cork thing in the fuel tap, but they're really easy to do. You can actually make them out of a piece of cork. There's some good videos out there, but I bought 5 for like £2, so I just put a new cork in there. They always leak on these things. If you leave them for too long, they shrink. But yeah, it's a nice little machine. I like it, and it doesn't take up too much space. I did have a big Ransomes Matador. That was a beautiful machine with a Jap 4.3, but I wouldn't even go through the gate in my garden. It was so bloody big. Weighed about 200 kilos as well. This thing's nice and compact. Still pretty heavy, but it goes through my gate okay. But if you want, do you want to have a look at my pond quickly? Here's my little pond. Got quite a lot of newts in here. It's made out of an old bathtub. It's got like a little waterfall on it. That's powered by a little 350 gallon per hour 12 volt bilge pump that I got for 14 quid off eBay. There's a little battery in there, like a 12 volt car battery that powers it. Yeah, the newts like it. I've got a few toads in the garden. But there we go. It's a lovely sunny day anyway. I'm just restoring this old plough as well for a friend. This old single furrow horse plough. Anyway, oh, that's a tortoise's paddock. That's another story. Hey, look who's looking out the window at us. Look at that. That's Jasmine. She didn't like me. She's gone. Jasmine, come on. Oh dear, I think I've scared her. She likes looking out the window. Anyway, that's enough of that. Hope you guys are having a good day and enjoy the rest of your day wherever you are. Diesel Johnny Boy signing out. Bye bye.